Good morning and good luck. And welcome back to Good Luck with Gino. I'm your host, Gino the Ghost. And you're watching episode 64 of the fastest growing podcast on the earth. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you save it to your device, like it, leave a 5-star review, and put something nice in that review. Leave a nice comment about it. If you're watching on YouTube, and, you should be watching on YouTube, because studies show it's the #1 way to consume the fastest growing podcast in the world. If you're watching on YouTube, you'd see today we got the Yeezy top on, Yeezy and Gosha. I think it says fuck Adidas in Russian, which is kind of hard. We got the pinky ring by St. Jules. We got the Tony Soprano Rolex. We got the gold rope. We do have the Cardis on, per usual. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you just flick that like button like this with your middle finger and your thumb. You just go ahead and flick it. You give the people's elbow to the subscribe button, and you grease up that algorithm by leaving a comment. And why would you do something like that? Well, that's because you're an oil man. And this is your son, HW. And you're going to use that oil from that pipeline to lather up that rhythm to help my show become the #1 podcast in the world, right? We're all in this together. Okay. Let's talk about my week first. Yeah, I know it's been a pretty eventful week. Don't worry, we're going to talk about it. Just give me a fucking second, all right? I had a whole episode planned that I had to throw away because of what happened in Pennsylvania, so we'll get into it. But first, we're going to talk about something more important, which is my week. A couple days ago, I got invited to Ty Lopez. If you don't know who Ty Lopez is, he's the entrepreneur bro godfather, right? He's the guy who had the insanely viral video from the OG YouTube days where he's like, I'm here in my garage with my Lamborghini. You see behind me, I got all these books. I read 1 book a day. Anyway, he's like, if you don't know that video, just search here in my garage on YouTube and you'll find it. And if you're over the age of 25, you've seen the video 100 times. Anyway, Ty, friend of the pod, invited me to his house. He had this big mixer soiree in Los Angeles called the Masterminds Party or Masterminds event. And then there was a cocktail hour after. I couldn't make the Masterminds event, but I came to the cocktail party. And let me tell you, this was, whoa, buddy. I walked in and instantly recognized about 7 people that I had made fun of on this show. Right when I walked in. I saw I'm like, oh, fuck, made a video about that guy. Oh, clowned that guy. Oh, definitely made fun of that guy. Oh, absolutely destroyed this guy. And I walked in and everybody turned to look at me. Mind you, I'm wearing everyone there's wearing a suit. I walk in lime green Ottolinger pants with all my jewelry and shit on. I stick out like a fucking sore thumb. Everybody looks at me. I make eye contact with all these people that I made fun of. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to have to say hi to Ty and then get the fuck out of here immediately because this is not going to go well for me. And I take 1 step and someone's like, yo, Gino the Ghost. And I'm like, yeah, oh, hey. He's like, oh, dude, man, I fucking love your stuff, man. Yo, can I get a photo? And I'm like, oh, this okay, cool. This is nice. Yeah, of course, man. Sure. Take another couple of steps. Yo, Gino the Ghost. Dude walks up. He's like, bro, your videos are fucking hilarious. Bro, you got to make fun of me, bro. Can I send you my... And I'm like, okay, this... And then I'm seeing all these people start to walk towards me that I've made fun of. And they all came up to me and were like, yo, your shit is hilarious. That video you made was so funny. I showed my wife. And it's good to know that most of these guys are good sports, man. I'm going to still keep making fun of them. One guy who I won't say, it's going to be a surprise, a huge entrepreneur, bro, millions and millions of followers. Ty introduced us and we were he's like, man, your stuff's super funny. You got to let's do a funny thing together. So I'm going to do a collab video where I make fun of him, a live roast on his show or on my show. I don't know yet. It's going to be really funny. So just keep an eye out for that. I'm doing Ty Lopez's podcast. I think tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I was going to have him on here, but I think I'll do that later because I do want to start having some of these guys on my show. I think it'd be really funny. But I'm going to do Ty's show. And it'll be a really fun convo because like I'm going to try to get in the head of him and how he, just kind of like unpack that world for people. So anyway, it'll be a good time. I went to a restaurant with Rhea the other night. It like used to be a vegan restaurant. Now it's called a regenerative restaurant now. Don't know what the fuck that means, but I was like looking at a burger that I was going to maybe order and it said like made with A2 regenerative cheddar cheese. And I'm like, what the fuck is regenerative cheese? So I'm assuming it was like a vegan type cheese or something. So I asked the waiter, he doesn't even really know how to describe what it is. He's like, yeah, it's like we use the same soil that the cows are to make, but it's real cheese. So then I like Googled it because I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is what regenerative this is from an actual company of regenerative cheese. This is what they say. Our sharp cheddar isn't just cheese. It's a promise. First of all, fuck off. Okay? Fuck off with whoever wrote that copy. Our sharp cheddar isn't just cheese. It's a promise. Certified by the Regenerative Organic Alliance, it embodies our dedication to biodiversity, ecosystem health, and soil regeneration, setting the stage for a taste that's as profound as its impact. Still don't know what it means. What is it? What the fuck is regenerative cheese, dude? What kind of grift is this? I still don't know. I spent like a minute and a half researching it, which is just too long to be researching regenerative cheese. And I gave up. I'm like, I'm over this shit, dude. I'm over it. I don't care. But like, I still don't know what it is. So if somebody can tell me what regenerative cheese is, aka the most LA shit of all time, that would be great. The second most LA thing of all time I saw when I was scrolling Instagram last night, as I was just doom scrolling with all the bad Trump takes. Again, we'll talk about it. And I saw an ad for something called Hydrogen-Infused Water. It's like, yeah, buy this hydrogen flask to infuse your water with hydrogen. Hey, isn't hydrogen in water? Isn't H2O 2 parts hydrogen, oxygen? It's already hydrogen infused. It's fucking, that's what it is. What are you going to infuse more hydrogen into it? That's exactly what it is. It infuses more hydrogen into, so it's like H6O or some shit, dude. What a fucking grift. What a grift. Incredible. I need to run with this. I'm going to launch, right now we're drinking this unbranded water here on the Good Luck Podcast. I think I'm going to start my own water brand that's hydrogen infused so I can fucking trick all the idiots that shop at Erewhon and buy like $30 regenerative cheese blocks to also buy my hydrogen infused water. What else happened this week? New York City finally implemented trash cans. Let's take a look at this video with New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
Visit other countries, they are blown away that we still use plastic bags. We're going to catch up with everyone else and make sure we get these plastic bags off our streets.
Yeah. Let's get an example. What does that look like? Whoa. Hell yeah. Great job, Eric Adams. Yeah. All it cost was $4 million. Because New York City paid McKinsey $4 million to do a study on if trash cans work. And by New York City paid McKinsey $4 million, I mean New York taxpayers paid McKinsey $4 million to do a study on if trash cans work. Well, do they work? I was thinking about throwing something away today, but I got to find out the findings first to be sure. I would hate to. Dude, $4 million. By the way, this was a 2-year study. A 2-year study. This study started in 2022. I could have done this study for like $3 million cheaper and in about 4 minutes. Why didn't they hire me? Have you guys been to New York? The greatest city on earth finally decided that garbage rotting in the street in 90-degree humidity was bad for the city. If you walk the streets of New York, I love New York. If you walk the streets of New York in the summer, it is just covered with like these clear garbage bags full of rotting. It is the grossest. It just smells like hot urine and hot food. It's gross. Okay. So I'm glad that they finally decided to implement trash cans. Thanks, guys. All right. Let's fucking get into it. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about what happened yesterday. I'm recording this on Sunday. 1 day post assassination attempt. And it's going to be our main story this week. It's a lot to unpack, okay? And for our main story, we're going to bring it to you live on GNN, the Gino News Network. You're watching GNN. I need like a GNN jingle, like like when you're watching Fox News or something, and like the news theme song comes in. I need like a news theme song. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna have to make that. I would ask Suno to make it, but they're gonna go bankrupt soon. Okay. Let's talk about Trump's assassination attempt. Okay, so if you haven't been on the internet in 2 days and you're watching this on Monday, let me give you the facts. Let's start with the facts. Donald Trump was giving a speech in Pennsylvania. Okay. And in the middle of his speech, somebody tried to kill him. Sniper on a roof about 150 yards away. Took 4 shots at him. He was a 20-year-old kid, a 20-year-old adult. I'm not going to call him a kid. 20-year-old adult. He was a registered Republican, but like I wouldn't read too much into that, to be honest. It's a nothing burger. The dad bought the gun 6 months ago. It was an AR-15. Gun folks, where you at? The video is fucking insane. I'm not going to show it on here because I don't want to get like demonetized or like, I don't want, I don't know what's going to, you've seen the fucking video. If you haven't seen the full, I encourage you to watch the full unedited video. It is a terrifying, insane video. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. And it's interesting, like, so more facts. The shooter was neutralized in approximately 5.8 seconds from his first shot. So it was like shot. There's like a brief pause. Everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? Trump drops to the ground. And then you hear like 3 to 4 shots. And that is from counter snipers who take him out. A poor man was killed in the crowd. Innocent bystander watching the rally. Really fucking sad, super fucked up. He was killed. His family was there. So that's like really sad and terrible. I mean, this is like a moment that will absolutely shift history. This country's kind of already been at an inflection point, which we talk about every episode. And there's so much vitriol between the sides and like so much divide and so much hate. And this could have been, it's still going to be catastrophic. It could have been literally like, and I'm not being dramatic, civil war inducing. This could have literally sent us into a spiral, and it still could, of like war between extremists and extremists. Okay. First, I want to talk about the shooter. What the fuck were you thinking, dude? Worst idea ever. Worst idea ever. Let's say you don't miss. Let's say you shot Trump, okay? Which, by the way, like, missed him by, like, if you watch the video, he's talking and he like kind of like twitches and looks this way, and that saved his life because the bullet came from this side and grazed his ear. If he didn't turn, it would have went through the back of his head. He would have died. It would have hit him like right in the fucking temple type shit. Okay, so let's say you don't miss. You would have turned Trump into a martyr, and whoever took his place would have been probably worse and twice as powerful. And you would have completely study cults, okay? The worst thing you can do is kill the cult leader, because it turns the cult, it empowers the cult, and it makes the cult leader a martyr. You didn't, though. You missed because you're a 20-year-old and you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you're not trained and so you missed, and now you've just won him the election. Good job, left-wing extremist. You did it! You did it! Congrats! You know, he just like woke up at the pearly gates and saw St. Peter and was like, did I get him? And St. Peter was like, you barely grazed his ear. And now the whole country's rallying around him. And also, look how sick this photo is. Anyway, see ya. And just sends him to hell. You fucking idiot, dude. This dude, Trump's got plot armor. I mean, this is crazy. An act of God, they're calling it. Maybe it was an act of God. Maybe the simulation writers were like, nah, we need the show to go on. We need Gino's show to, because we know how funny Gino's show is going to be if Trump's president. So we need to. Anyway, so bullet misses Trump. Counter snipers take out the fucking idiot incel kid on the roof. And what proceeds to happen is the hardest photo in American history, arguably, since Iwo Jima. Captured by Pulitzer Prize winner Evan Vucci. This photo, and I'm not exaggerating, this photo is cinema. It looks like the shot in a movie. It looks like you hired a full production crew. The shot is so unbelievable. I made a joke that it was I joked on Twitter. I said, like, this has to be a setup because this is the hardest photo of all time. I think people misconstrued that and thought I was saying it was literally a setup, like it was made up or like a conspiracy theory. But in reality, I'm just saying this photo looks, and you know the photo I'm talking about. I'll show it on the screen. It looks like, I mean, it's incredible. There's a video of it happening with an angle that shows Evan Vucci, like, who works with AP, running like to get the shot, which is insane because there's like an active shooter trying to kill him, the president. And you're just, these guys are nuts, these journalists, photographers. Look at this photo. I mean, look at it from like a composition standpoint. It's the perfect composition. Trump's face is almost perfectly center and looking up while Secret Service is looking down, which is perfect contrast. The American flag balances the weight of the Secret Service on the left. Okay. The fist at the top raises the balance of the image of the composition with the Secret Service's like shoulder and dark jacket. The flag in the background, the blue sky. Are you kidding me? The eye line of each Secret Service agent is like, you know, the rule of thirds with photography. It perfectly hits all these. And the negative space is perfectly balanced with each corner. It's a perfect photo. The photo is so perfect. An American and incredible that it is launching conspiracy theories because of how incredible it is. And in reality, it's just simply incredible art by an incredible artist. It's that simple. There's another crazy photo of a bullet whizzing behind Trump's head. It's caught by Doug Collins, I'm sorry. Doug Collins captured this photo. I'll post that too. Okay. Now that I'm done glazing the photographer, who is going to win another Pulitzer Prize, obviously, for this photo. This photo is like the photo of, it might be I don't want to be dramatic. It might be the photo of the decade. It's like, it is. Anyway, regardless if you fuck with Trump or not, it's a banger. I want to talk, what the fuck was the Secret Service doing? What was the Secret Service doing? This was a catastrophic security failure at every level. There's so many things to unpack. First of all, how is there not somebody on that roof? This isn't a roof like 1,000 meters away, which, by the way, is how far a Secret Service sniper is trained to be able and to look and to have blocked off. It's 150 yards away. It's like a football field away from the former president. How is there somebody not on that roof? And how is the roof not cleared? A. Second, after the shots ring out and they jump on him, good quick response to get on top of the president. Okay. Then how do you let him? I know you got like the hardest photo ever. How do you let him get up there and be like, hey, just in case there's another active shooter, here I am with my head and torso exposed for like 6 seconds. Let me preface this. I'm not a trained Secret Service agent. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Had I not listened to a bunch of experts talk about this all day yesterday. Former Secret Service, military trained operatives. Your job as a Secret Service is to get the president down and cover him and get him out of there fucking immediately. You can't, the people are like, well, you can hear them say, oh, the shooter's down. You're assuming there's one shooter. You don't know that there's not another shooter. That could have been a fucking decoy, and then there's a shooter in the crowd. You don't know. Clearly, you haven't done your job. How did the crowd spot the shooter before Secret Service? There's like a interview where this guy's like, yeah, we were telling Secret Service. We saw this shooter like 2 minutes before we started shooting. We saw him climb up the roof and nobody listened to us. How the fuck? You don't have security drones? Here, look, there's a video. Here's a video that I found on TikTok, which, by the way, like, Twitter's the best source of news whenever some shit like this happens. But TikTok has the ground on the street footage. You always get all the perspectives from TikTok. It's like you gotta. I immediately went to TikTok as soon as this shit happened. Here it is.
And you know that's a little bit. He's going down!
Insane. Like, just people in the fucking field. Like, hey, that guy up there on the roof's got a gun. Hey, he's got a gun. What? It's an absolute failure. So many people need to lose their job. Head of the Secret Service, out of here. She's got to go. Apparently, Trump's been asking for like beefed up security, which was denied. It doesn't matter if it just doesn't matter because you denied it and then he got shot at. So guess what? You got to resign. And of course, there are a lot of conspiracy theories that are going around. Whenever anything like this ever happens, there's naturally a lot of conspiracy theories. What's really interesting about this one is there's conspiracy theories from both sides. You've got the left, which thinks it was set up by Republicans to make Trump look good. And then you got the right, which thinks it was set up by Democrats to try and kill him. You know, there's a conspiracy theory that like the snipers had him in his scope and like let him get his shots off first and then shot at him. Because there's like a video footage of like snipers looking down the scope. And then all of a sudden, like there's a gunshot. He like flinches and then he like positions and shoots. It's like, dude, that's not how it works. That's not how snipers work. You're not like looking, this isn't Call of Duty. You're not like looking at the whole field of view. When you're looking, it's a binocular. And again, they're trained to look like 1,000 yards, up to 1,000 yards away. So he could have been looking anywhere, heard the, you know what I'm saying? Or he might have like seen him and been like, who is that? What is that? Anyway. And those snipers may have not even been Secret Service. That's another thing. Those counter snipers could have been like from any, anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. The point is, the conspiracy theories are wild. Like anybody thinks that this was set up by the CIA to kill him. Like, yeah, dude, the CIA hired a 20-year-old incel that shoots like Ben Simmons to kill the former president. You don't think they would hire a trained professional? Not some greasy-haired fucking 4chan kid from Pennsylvania to do it? No, they would hire a fucking trained gun. And then they would kill him. I understand. Look, I'm so anti-conspiracy theory, right? Like I'm very anti, as you guys know. I make fun of conspiracy theories all the time on this show. But I get it. In like this instance, it seems very unbelievable. The whole event seems like, whoa, what the fuck? I mean, this is like I get the context of how it could feel staged, but I implore you, Occam's razor, Occam's razor, Occam's razor. The simplest conclusion is usually the reality, right? What happens when these things happen is that everybody tries to fit what happened into a narrative that reinforces their beliefs. It's easier to believe what you want to believe. And when reality doesn't match our own narrative, our brain fights back. We fight back. We have imaginations. And you know, if you're a liberal and you see what happened yesterday, you spin up a narrative. You want it to fit your narrative that Trump is evil and they're trying to trick you and get this guy into power and they want to make him look strong, so they fake a shooting. If you're a Republican, you see what happened and you want to spin it up to match your narrative that the left is doing everything in their power to stop him and they tried to throw him in jail and now they want to kill him. And we do this as people. We spin up these realities that don't exist. We do it in other things too. We do it in relationships. We do it in, it's paranoia. It's boring for the most obvious thing to be true. It's boring. We want to believe fairy tales. When in reality, this is just some stupid fucking kid who became an extremist, who had access to an AR-15 because this country's weapon policy is dog shit. No gun control. And he tried to take matters into his own hands. I'm sure he did recon on the whatever the fuck. And he's an amateur. He's a fucking loser. He missed. And you know who didn't miss? The trained professionals that took him out. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry it doesn't fit your narrative. The narrative that is important, that should fit all of our narrative, what should happen when this kind of thing happens, we need to fucking come together. Let me put on the pit vipers, because it's time to get serious and talk to the American people. As someone who's going to be president one day, myself. This shit needs to stop, dude. We need to see something like this happen as Americans and reject it from both sides. It needs to be like, enough with the fucking violence, enough with the division. We're going to disagree on stuff, obviously. And these algorithms are fucking pulling us farther and farther apart. And this kid, this extremist, I'm not even going to say his name because fuck him. He undoubtedly got pulled to an extreme from algorithm. He probably was just in, it's very easy to end up on that part of the internet. And if you're not fully mentally there, you're going to, you know, like all fucking shooters that do stuff like this, that shoot up campuses and shoot their fucking girlfriends, kill their family members and then fucking kill themselves. They're not here. They end up on a dark part of the internet. They're young and impressionable. When this kind of thing happens, this is the time for every American that loves the country and democracy to just step back from the fucking division, dude, and renounce all this violence and vitriol. You know what I mean? Like, it's just exhausting. It's gross, dude. I mean, the same thing with like the January 6th stuff. People that were like, yeah, we got to, like, don't you see now the other side of this? This is bad. This is why this country is so sick. Because we handle shit democratically. Oh, it's a republic. It's a shut the fuck up, dude. All right. I put that fucking Project 2025 video out yesterday or last week, and everyone's like, well, actually, it's not a democracy. It's a republic. And like, dude, suck a fucking cock. Okay. Shut up. You're missing the. Anyway, it's just. It's scary, man. It was a really rough day. Just reading online, it just lit a fire under the wrong people's ass. And it was good to see a lot of people come together. I want to talk about like how it impacts politics too, because like that's something that we need to talk about. Obviously, Trump won the election. That's it. It's over. It's over. He won. If you guys, if you know the story of like what happened with Reagan, in the 80s, Reagan got shot and his approval rating jumped like 20%. Roosevelt got shot. His approval, it's just, that's, history isn't any indicator. That's the obvious thing. How powerful Trump is, how strong he looks in comparison to Biden, who is just moments away from an old folks home. Should be in an old folks home. The real key here, though, in my opinion, is the bipartisan condemnation of this event. And this is, I think, going to be the real key in him winning now, is that, when it happened, all the leaders on the left had to and should have, rightfully, come forward and condemn this act and show unity with Trump. And be like, we reject this. We hope he's, speedy recovery. What that did is it just made it that much harder to make the case that Trump is a threat to American democracy. It like cheapens that angle. It humanized him. It normalizes Trump as just a man, and as a hero. It's just going to be really tough for the left. I don't think it is going to be as dramatic as people think, in that like, well, now all these Democrats are going to start voting for Trump. That's not what it is, but the independents, they're going to start leaning right. Republicans who maybe didn't feel like voting, they're going to get to the polls. And if you look at Joe Biden 2 days ago, I mean, holy shit, man. The guy had his big boy speech and he calls Zelensky Putin. He calls Kamala Harris Vice President Trump. It's cooked, man. It's over. And I think what that happening cemented, I was going to come into this episode saying that I think Biden's going to step down from the election, but now he won't, because now they're not going to trot out a future incumbent to get smoked by Trump. Trump is going to win this election. So they're going to just let Biden go out there and lose. Probably, unfortunately, for him. He's going to go out sad because he's just going to keep deteriorating. So yeah, I mean, what a fucking day. Obviously, there's going to be more information that comes out. I'm sure by the time this episode airs tomorrow, there'll be some new information that someone's going to be like, well, actually, Gino, what happened is, and I just didn't know because I'm not from the future. Okay. But these are my thoughts on it. It's horrible. We need to reject it. Whether you're a Democrat, obviously, if you're a Republican, you're going to reject it. Whether you're an independent like me, we're not fucking with this. We're not about to start shooting at fucking people. This is not how we handle shit here. This is not Mexico. We don't just kill candidates here. And I do think, regardless if you're a Democrat or a Republican, that event is a powerful event for America. And you need to look at it from a bipartisan angle. That shows strength in a weird way. And those are my thoughts on that. Personally, y'all know I don't really fuck with Trump. I don't like any of these fucking guys. But I call it how it is, So, okay. A couple other general pieces of news brought to you by GNN before we get into everyone's favorite segment. The U.S. spent $140 billion on debt interest in June. $140 billion of taxpayer dollars on debt interest. Interest. Not like the debt. The interest on the debt. Buy Bitcoin. U.S. senators are pushing to ban lawmakers from stock trading. Sorry, Nancy Pelosi. We need that to pass. One more thing. There was a big AT&T hack that's been reported. And a lot of people are concerned that their text messages and phone call data was all leaked. That the hackers have access to all their text messages. That's not what happened. Basically, this is yet another example of a very long list of supply chain attacks, they're called, which is when a third-party company with whom another company does business with gets hacked. And the company's data is stolen from the third party. In this instance, the third party is a company called Snowflake or snowflake.com. You've never heard of them, but tons of very large companies use them without your knowledge. And there was a massive internet-wide attack on pretty much everyone using Snowflake a little while ago because there was a vulnerability in Snowflake, and tons of data was stolen from tons of companies. And you're going to be hearing about it from various other companies very soon, like Ticketmaster, Vimeo, fucking JetBlue, just a long list of companies. Most importantly, texts weren't stolen. The contents of the text messages, don't worry, were not hacked. Just the metadata about them was taken, including same thing for phone calls. Just the metadata was taken. So you don't have to worry about it. But here's what I would do if I were you. Change all your passwords. Change all your passwords. Update them. When's the last time you updated all your passwords? Hey, I know you. All your passwords are the same password, aren't they? And you've probably had them for 10 years. Change it. Update it. It's time. Why do I say this? I was in Spain. Remember when I was in Spain? I was in Spain last month. And I got a message from a random email address. I'm going to read it to you. I got an iMessage from a guy. I'm not going to read what his name is, but it's I got an iMessage from an email address. And the message is, hey, man, holler if you want an OPSEC lesson, which is operational security. And then he sent me a list. Look at how long it is. Of all my accounts and passwords from all my accounts. Email, Robinhood, Chase, Uber. Like the list, I mean, I'm scrolling. Back from all the way back to 2013. Random guy sent me everything. Okay. I'm obviously horrified. I'm like, oh, sick. Someone's hacking all my stuff. Now, mind you, I've had my Uber hacked. I've had all these things hacked this year. My fucking, I had to get a new Amex card. All this stuff's been happening to me. Someone tried to steal my identity. Someone tried to create a new card on Chase. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? LOL. This is like, what is this? And he said, I can help you with removal. I'm a white hat here, just trying to help as many public figures as I can. Hacks are getting more and more common. So this guy's a white hat hacker. If you don't know what a white hat hacker is, they're like the good guys that will hack, you know. And he was listening to me on a Twitter Spaces. I was going head to head with like a big public figure, a grifter named Martin Shkreli, if you know who that is. I was making fun of him, talking shit about him. And he fucking was like, oh, I should maybe see if this guy has his information publicly online. And he saved my ass. So I changed all my passwords. You should also get what's called a YubiKey, which is a small two-factor authenticating device. Basically, you know what two-factor is, right? Most people have their text messages set up where like you enter your password and then it sends you a text and you got to enter the code. That's not secure. It's more secure than not having it, but someone can just SIM swap you. And that's how a lot of people get their shit hacked. If you have a YubiKey, you have to physically have it plugged in to be able to log into the device. It's great. I strongly recommend everybody look into it. YubiKey. This is not sponsored. Anyway, all right, let's have some fun. I mean, Jesus, what a heavy episode, huh? Let's get to everyone's favorite segment. First, I'm going to have a sip of unbranded water. And we're going to take off the pitties. Hope you enjoyed this segment of GNN, the Get Serious News Network, brought to you by the Good Luck Podcast. And now we're going to make fun of people. Okay. Cardies are back on. Time to make jokes. Our first video is brought to you by reality TV, which is brain rot, as you know. I don't know what show this is. I don't know what dating show this is, but it's, with just seeing this clip, I already know it's the worst thing that we've ever done. Here it is.
What's your body count?
Oh my God. I hope.
No
I
judgment. Obviously, no judgment.
Gonna...
I don't care.
All right, my body count is in the 600s.
I was not expecting 600. You're lying.
I swear to God.
In the 600s? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a little worried about what Victoria's thinking. After hearing my body count, it might, scare her a little bit. But I think the connection's there and she might look past that.
Bro, 600? 600 bodies? Bro isn't just for the streets. He's for the sewer system, too. Bro is for the streets, the highways, the dirt roads, the mountains, the valleys. He belongs to the street. He belongs to the galaxies. 600. Yeah, I'm a little worried what she's going to think after letting her know that I've slept with 600 people. But the connection's pretty strong, so I'm not worried. Yeah, dude. Yeah? This guy has more bodies than a public toilet at the airport. Dude, I'm not even shaking his hand. Yo, what's up, man? Tries to dab me up. Nope. You need him to take an HIV test before you even get in the same car with this guy. 600 bodies, dude. He can do the Papoose alphabet rap, but with STDs. You know what I mean? A, accidentally acquired AIDS and immune disease. B, bacterial vaginosis, it hurt to breathe. C, for chlamydia, clap cheeks, not a clap is free. To clap on me, clap, clap, clap. When you, like, you know what I mean? Does anybody remember that? The Papoose video? Let me get my freestyle skills back together. C, for chlamydia. Dude, this is the chlamydia mascot. 600 people. I don't even think I have 600 contacts in my phone. I don't know 600 people. I barely follow 600 people on Instagram. 600 bodies is a genocide. That's insane, dude.
What's your body count?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I hope
No
and
judgment.
prayed that
Obviously,
this
no
wasn't gonna-
judgment. I don't care.
No judgment. I don't care. As long as it's not like 600.
All right, my body count is in the 600s.
I was not expecting 600. You're lying.
Me either.
I swear to God.
In the 600s? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a little worried about what Victoria's thinking. After hearing my body count, it might, scare her a little bit.
Right.
But I think the connection's there and she might look past that.
Yeah.
Half of that was from the industry.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
half
it's
of
crazy
that
that
was
you know,
before.
though. Like,
I
you
had
know
a
the
list.
number.
I had a list. Huh? Yeah, I have a list. Bro, a list? What is it, like one of those old scrolls? A list. Bro is an Excel spreadsheet. 600 people, He's got a QuickBooks Premium account just to keep track. He's probably got a body count business advisor. Bro has a rewards account with Planned Parenthood. Buy 10 abortions, get one free. Oh, did you bring your stamp card? Oh, Dante, good to see you back. We got another one, huh? And what's your phone number with us? Oh, you got a free abortion, Dante. I mean, there are working veteran porn stars with a lower body count than this guy. Johnny Sins would look at this dude in disgust. 600? Have some fucking standards, Jesus Christ. Dude, 600 people. That's one girl a week for 10 years straight. A different girl a week. For 10 years straight without missing a week. Okay? 600. If you can have 600 bodies before you're 30, if you can have I can't even do it, dude. Look at her face.
I'm an expert.
I'm embarrassed to say my body count because it just makes me seem more of a dork. I can count it with one hand.
With one hand?
Yeah, and I'm
Fucking cap.
25. That's bad, right? That's so bad. Look.
That's so bad. You know what? I know she's lying because she's given this pick-me-ass answer. If she was like, yeah, I've actually only slept with, I can only count on one hand, then I'd be like, oh, okay, But the fact that she's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed to say my number. You're going to make fun of me if I say how many guys I've slept with. You're going to be, I'm so embarrassed after you just said 600. I'm so embarrassed to say that I've only slept with 5 people. You're going to think I'm such a dork. I guess I'm such a good girl. I'm so pure. No shot. What's the American Pie joke? That for every girl you got to times by 3 and every guy you got to divide by 3, their body count. Dude, 600. That's so many. That's so many. At this rate, he's going to cross 1,000 pretty soon. I mean, 9 more years, but unless he gets those numbers up. I wonder what the record is. He might have it. God, dude, the body count question, so fucking lame. What are you in high school? What's your body count? Dude, if a grown-ass adult asked me my body count If it's a guy, like in casual conversation, smack him. If it's a girl and I was like single and dating, leave. I'm a grown-ass man. Don't ask me my body count. And let me tell you something else. I'm not going to ask you your body count. Because I don't fucking care. I don't want to know. But I'm assuming it's not 600. God, can you imagine if it was, if it was the other way? Bro would have just fucking projectile vomited. You know what's funny about that? Is that this guy had a body count of 600. If she was like 20, he would have been like, He would have judged her. He'd have been like, oh, so you're a whore. All right, moving on. Next video.
Whip out your phone right now. Just Google 2025. And go to images. Make sure you're on images.
Movie posters and shit.
What is? It's kind of like apocalyptic kind of thing, right?
The
Okay.
world enslaved by a virus.
Okay. Hold up. Now,
What the fuck?
now Google 2026.
Bugattis, trophies.
Glory in a way, like things are going good. Now Google 2027.
But there's a storyline already set in motion.
This is how the Simpsons predict everything.
The return of Christ? That's what showed up.
Okay. Hold up. Now go to 2028. End of the world. Devil, the devil and Jesus like arm wrestling and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now go to 2029.
Fucking meteor?
A meteor hits Earth. Go to 2030. This is where it all wraps up.
Aliens? Future civilizations?
A utopia. Aliens come and like, it's just utopia.
Is that supposed to represent aliens or us going to heaven and the rest?
Couldn't tell you.
Wow. All right, now Google cognitive dissonance. All right, now Google Occam's razor. All right, now Google illusory correlation. All right, now Google confirmation bias. Okay, now Google 6969. All right, now make sure that you turn safe search off and Google 2 girls, 1 cup. I Googled 2030 and this guy is still yapping and on to absolutely fucking nothing 6 years from now. Brain rot. Google 2025. Oh, wow. It's a bunch of stuff that talks about the year 2025. Who wants to tell these scholars how search engines work? Surely you're not trusting Google as your source of a predictive model of the future, right? You can't Google anything anymore without the first 3 search results being a recipe website, a phishing link, and a "these celebrities did what?" slideshow. Hey, bro, whip out your phone. You want to know what's going to happen in the future? Go to Google Images. Wow, they laid the entire plan of the universe out for us on Google search engine. So yeah, let's recap what he said. So Jesus comes back in 2027. Well, first he said in 2025, like a virus thing. That already happened. So anyway, Jesus comes back in 2027. Then an asteroid hits. Then aliens? I can't wait that long. Can they come back sooner? I can't wait until 2029 for aliens to come and end this fucking shit show. I'm going to have to post an article about aliens showing up in 2025 with enough backlinks and SEO so it shows up in Google search. So then it can come true. If you Googled 2012 in 2011, you would have found a terrible movie. And you'd have been like, well, I guess the world's ending in 2012 because of this movie poster for this movie coming out called 2012 about the world ending when everybody thought the world was going to end in 2012. And then guess what happened? Nothing happened except a shitty movie came out. Fucking brain rot. Google 2026. Bugattis, trophies. I just Googled 2026 and nobody on this podcast is about to have any Bugattis or have any success. Although I just Googled 2025 and I see the Detroit Lions holding up a Super Bowl trophy. So maybe. Yeah, here it is, right here. Jared Goff with the fucking Cardis on and a bus now, holding up the Super Bowl. Must be true. All right, last video. Now, last time I made a video about an independent artist, people said I was punching down. And you know, sometimes you got to punch down. This is why we have the Bring Back Bullying merch, you know? And I want to implore you again. If, by the way, I've been using the word implore a lot. I'm overusing it. I'm overusing that word. I apologize. I would encourage you. Go ahead and hit that link down below in the description. Go to GinoTheGhost.com and get your Bring Back Bullying merch today. Okay? We got tees, we got hoodies. Make sure you grab that before they're gone. It's going to be a limited run. Anyway, this is why we bring back bullying. Because somebody has to address this kind of stuff. Yeah, here's the song.
This is for my boys out there who don't want to fuck, they just want a girl bestie. Be my gal pal, be my gal pal, the one I'm busting up, bro, we can hold hands now. Be my gal pal, be my gal pal, I wanna taste one and then go to the spa now. If you just don't know, I'm pulling up Bumble for friends on my screen, so be my gal pal, tell me that you're down so I can get a lattes now.
I think I just wrote the Friendzone song of the summer. Hey, man.
This is for my boys out there who don't want to fuck, they just want a girl bestie.
This is for my boys out there who definitely want to fuck but don't stand a chance, but they'll still linger around in case she gets in a fight with their boyfriend and then tell her that she deserves better. Yo, this is for my boys out there in their 30s that still suggest playing spin the bottle at a get-together with close friends because they want to kiss the girl that they've secretly been crushing on for 5 years. Be my gal pal. Be my gal pal. I'm sorry. Fellas, if you're worried about your girl's guy best friend, just send her this song. Give her the ick immediately, if you're concerned. Be my gal pal. I mean, look at this guy, dude. I'm afraid bro is so deep in the closet that he found Narnia. Looking like the lead singer of Twink 182. What's my sexual orientation again? This song is... What would possess him to make this song? Does he have friends? They didn't... Like, what are y'all doing, man?
This is for my boys out there who don't want to fuck, they just want a girl bestie. Be my gal pal, the one I'm busting up, bro, we can hold hands now.
Don't want to bust a nut, but we can hold hands now. There's no fucking way. There's no way, dude. This is a pretty bizarre Bumble Friends ad. Now that's what I call creepy. The cuck anthem, you know? The cuck theme song. Although this part is fucking sick. Hold on. This part.
Be my gal pal, I wanna taste one and then go to the spa now. If you just don't know what I mean, I'm pulling up Bumble for friends on my screen, be my gal pal, be my gal.
I'm afraid it's catchy. Oh no, it's just like that girl song. It's just like the I like guys when they're younger. Like that girl. Oh, it's another bop, dude. I gotta tap in with Catatonic Youths. This is another absolute fucking banger for them. This shit goes so hard. It's so dumb and so absurd. You would think this was an advertisement.
This is for my boys out there who don't want to fuck, they just want a girl bestie.
Yeah.
Be my gal pal, the one I'm busting up, bro, we can hold hands now. my gal pal, be my gal pal. I wanna taste one and then go to the spa now. If you just don't know what I mean, I'm pulling up and pretend on my screen now. Be my gal pal.
That's a great melody. It's a great melody, dude. Okay. All right. Before we end the show, we are going to do the Just Ask Gino segment this week. I had a lot of good questions come in. We only have time for one because I have I have shit to do. I'm a busy guy. But we'll get to more next week. This question comes from Ty Alexander, who commented on the video. And the question was, how do you feel about the statement, nice guys finish last? What are your thoughts on that and how not to be a pushover in life in general? It's a great question. I would say nice guys don't finish last, but men who lack confidence do, I guess, if that makes sense. And that doesn't mean like, I don't mean like you're an introvert or you're shy. I just mean like, there's like a misconception that you need to be an asshole for girls to like you. And the reality is you just can't come across desperate or too thirsty because you don't have the confidence in yourself to think I deserve somebody like this, or I can be with somebody like this. And this isn't just in like dating or relationships. This is in business too. Like this same rule of thumb can cross over to your career. So like if you don't have the confidence to believe I deserve this opportunity and I will be getting more opportunities like this in the future, you will get walked over. And people can sense that. I think the thought of like nice guys finish last and like assholes get the girl, like that thought is the right thought, which is like when people think asshole, they just think like, yeah, I'm busy. Yeah, I'll kind of like literally being an asshole is not how you get women or business. Don't be a fucking asshole. Rule number 1 in life. Don't be a fucking asshole. Nobody likes an asshole. Especially like in business. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many fucking like incredibly talented people I not only don't work with, but will not miss an opportunity to tell others how fucking shitty they are. I'm not like going around spreading it, but if someone's name comes up, I'll be like, oh, don't fuck with that dude. He's a fucking asshole. Fuck that guy. He does bad business. He's an asshole. It's the same thing with women. Like, women don't want an asshole. I mean, sure, some do. But like most women, the kind of women you want don't want an asshole, but they do want somebody in like the dating period to not be super fucking thirsty and like, you know? And that doesn't mean like, you know, some guys will sell you like a fucking $100 a week course where they'll tell you like, yeah, just take 5 hours in between text messages and like, no, don't do that. Just have a normal fucking conversation. Just text normally. But continue working on yourself and the things that you're doing in your life. And if it's meant for you, it'll come. You know? So, yeah, there you have it. Just ask Gino. If you want to be on next week's episode, if you have a question for me, again, if you have a music question, if you just have a life question, entertainment, fucking social media, whatever, anything, feel free to ask in the YouTube comments. Send me a DM on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or whatever. I'm not really great at TikTok DMs, so send it on maybe Instagram would probably be best. Or just, honestly, the YouTube comments is great. And yeah. I want to thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of Good Luck. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you smash that fucking like button, the subscribe button as well. Smash them together, actually. Like, take them both and fucking, like 2 coconuts. Leave a comment, send it to a loved one, send it to a sworn enemy. If you're watching on YouTube, and you should be watching on YouTube, make sure you massage the like button. Make sure you punch the subscribe button and you grease up that algorithm by leaving a comment. because you're an oil man. Buy the merch, link in the fucking description. And we're going to end this show with the AI theme song. The probably the best thing AI's ever contributed. Until next week, as the country continues to spiral and be further divided, we will continue to try to unite it here on Good Luck. Good night and good luck.
Everybody listen close. There's a brand new show that you gotta know. It's called Good Luck
With who?
with Gino.
That's me.
It's gonna get you moving, get you in the zone. Good luck, good vibes, good times with Gino.
And Pikachu. Hey.
You'll be feeling fine.
All right.
Every week he's gonna bring the hype.
Woo!
So come on, let's go. Tune in all night.
I mean, sing that shit.
Good vibes, good times with Gino. It's gonna be a real delight. So get ready to laugh, learn and roll. Good luck, let's go.
Bitch.